And we're back, right where we left off from the last video, dealing with an enormous, well, not an enormous, quite a small amount of sour gas, but a huge problem for, well, a huge problem for this build. I can't leave this in here. It's going to be touching this igneous rock or magma slash igneous rock all the time, and it's just going to cook this place. This mining drill will not be able to handle it. It's already borderline overheated. What's it at? 257. Once it hits 275, that's going to die, and I can't really drain enough heat. It's just bad. Down here, much simpler. We're going to, well, I'm going to learn from my previous mistakes, and I'm just going to deconstruct that tile and deconstruct that tile. Deconstructing this, yeah, just going to make sure I'm deconstructing the tiles. And then we are going to build diagonally into this sucker. We'll put a ladder segment there and there. Hopefully the duplicate can stand there, and then we're going to construct a block right in there. We will make you out of igneous rock. Okay, so that, yes, that should take care of that problem. Down there, we're going to have to deconstruct this and put in a gas pump, which means I'm going to need a gas pipe out of here. Now, where am I going to send that? It's sour gas. Boiling hot sour gas. Let me think, do I want to send it up here? Actually, yeah, it's icy cold up there. I'm stuck. No, that's sour gas. You know what? I am going to dump it right here. What's the pressure in here? 18. Yeah, we got enough pressure in there that we can dump it there. Plus, it's close by, and I really need to do all of this very quickly. Yes, that should be the ventilation. Have we got power? We've got power in there already, so we should just be able to hook it up. Automation-wise, I'm going to have to disconnect the automation there, but I'm going to have to wait until the mining drill is gone. The problem is the mining drill is, I can explain this. If I disconnect the automation from the mining drill now, it's going to activate and destroy those rocks, at which point I'm going to run out of heat for this, and then I'd have to turn this off. No, I basically have to get this all done before the temperature on this rock hits 430 degrees. Yeah, I should probably priority these commands. You know what? No, we got time. We can get this done. I feel like I should be playing the Mission Impossible music now. This is a situation you never want to end up in, where you've got a timed situation to do the build in. Ugh. Okay, that should be that done. We're all sorted and prepped to go. How's our magma looking? Actually, is that door downstairs still locked? You know, I gotta give it to that dude for pulling all that magma out. We haven't actually accessed it once since, because the volcano is actually erupting enough to keep the magma going. What's it doing? Next activity 34. It's actually going to run short now. We're going to have to tap into some geothermal. Okay, now I need to leave that door open. Yep, I'm going to remember this from the last time. Automation wise, deconstruct that wire, which I'm going to have to remember to replace. Then I'm also going to have to put in. Wait, is that going to leave that red? Yes, that will leave that red. There'll be no active signal on it. Then we have to put in the gas pump right there. Wait, no, we need to make the gas pump out of steel, otherwise it will immediately overheat. Gas pump out of steel. We're going to have to extend that gas pipe. Okay, and priority-wise, everything in here is going to 7. We don't care. All other priorities rescinded. This job needs doing. Yeah, and the reason we need to leave that door open is because some of the sour gas is in here already. As you can see, the sour gas has already cranked up the temperature of this crude oil quite a bit. I might want to cool that crude oil down. You know what? I'll think about that in a bit. First, we're going to worry about getting this whole system up and running. Now, since we're making that out of steel, thankfully, there's actually steel right there, so hopefully the duplicants will do it sooner rather than later. Can they not get that? Oh. We'll also make that a priority 7. How's this doing down here? Oh yeah, we got plenty of temperature left. Pipe blocked. Oh. Still not done yet. Okay, someone get on that. Okay, thank you, Dig Dug 4. Okay, that's done. Okay, we can deconstruct this tile again. I wonder why there's always something trapped inside that tile. I think it's because when the magma just drops to here, some of it instantly turns into little igneous rock chunks. Okay, milligrams already. Temperature down here is still super low. Excellent. Oh, and I'm also going to have to get a drop of oil back there again. The oil flashed to sour gas as well once the temperature in here got too hot. very small amount sitting on a metal plate, it absorbed way too much heat. But already the metal tile temperature has dropped down. I might actually chill this by dropping in, like, say, put a metal tile there, chop the roof off and dump in an ice temperature shift plate. I could probably chill this sucker down quite a bit. Now, how are we looking in here? No, we still have sour gas. Why are you pumping that out? Oh, it's actually down to the point where it's starting to actually just dissipate entirely. Okay, we done? Yep, we are done. Okay, this is turning out to be, I want to say less painful than I thought it was going to be, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself just yet. Okay, we're going to deconstruct that metal tile as well. We're going to have to do the same trick again to get a drop of oil right there, and we have to block off that so that the oil doesn't fall down here. So we're still not out of the woods at all yet, but we've got 600-700 degrees of temperature to work with. It's already vacuumed down here. Yeah, I think we got this. I've also been checking up here. No sour gas appears to have leaked up into the magma chamber, which is just, yes, that is so good. That's exactly what we wanted. Okay, so I'm going to deconstruct that for me. Get rid of that gas pump. Okay, so that gets rid of the gas pump. Once the gas pump's gotten rid of, I'm going to want to blob the oil back up there again. To do that, we need gold tile. Yep. That gets rid of that. Then we're going to get rid of the vents. Is there any gas left in the piping? Nope, there is none. Okay, then I need to replace the automation wire as well. I need to do that now before I forget. Ooh. Cancel. I need to make sure that automation wire is out of steel. Anything around here I'm using steel. That probably won't get to a nasty temperature, but probably is not good enough. Okay, that blobs that up there. We mop that liquid spill. Alright, come on, someone mop that. Perfect, we turn that back to auto. We move Dig Dug in there. Wait, did it not actually... Nope, stay there, Dig Dug. Nope, you're not going out again. Stay. There's the blob we were looking for. Right, alright, Dig Dug 4, you are not allowed out of there. I'm afraid you are here for the long haul, Sonny. Now, shipping? Yeah, I always find it weird that robo miners are under shipping. We're going to put that there. You're made out of steel. Perfect. Deconstruct that. Oh. Oh, crud. Yeah, I just realized I dropped a bunch of crude oil down there. I need that swept, and I need that swept at emergency priority. No! No, 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 no. Okay, so what we're going to want to do here is we're going to want to deconstruct the mining drill first. Then we're going to want to put in a ventilation so that we can get the gas out of here. Oh, God damn it, I just fixed that all. Okay, high pressure. We're going to want to leave in the automation wire until we're finished. You know what? If you want to fast forward this, I would not blame you. I want to fast forward this. Ugh. Okay, how much did we end up with here this time? Yeah. Okay, at least that oil didn't flash boil. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Okay, while that's going on, we're going to seal that in. I should have done that a while ago. Has that made that place too toasty? No, it's fine. Okay, so that's a priority 7 all the way along. Okay, in this instance at least, I don't have to get that oil droplet there again, which gets rid of that possibility of more oil ending up down there again. Okay, now we need a gas pump right there. You actually can just stay in there. Or not. Do we have ventilation for you? Yes, we do. Do we not? Yeah, automation wire. We need to sever that one. We already have power. Golden. Okay, since we've already seen all of this already, I think we'll just fast forward this a little bit along so you can get to the point where we finish this off for the second time. Yeah, this is such a high priority right now. I have not dared take my eyes off it. I'm sure there's other stuff going on the map I should care about, but no, just no, this needs to be done. Water. Yeah, we'll take the water. Why not? Oh, yeah, I've had far more complications with this than I was expecting. In testing, it worked perfectly. That's why you got to build them and actually use them in survival before you can consider them, classify them as done. Though in testing, this thing performed excellently. Let's see. Yeah, it's down to such micrograms amount, so now it'll just actually dissipate naturally on its own. Thank you. We will deconstruct you. And whoever the lucky person is, or the lucky dupe that comes in to actually deconstruct this, will also be the one that sticks around to replace the steel mining drill. Then I'm going to sweep this area, and then maybe I should just lock the doors and make sure no one can ever come in here ever again. Actually, maybe I should delete that ladder segment as well that's back there. You know what? I am going to delete that ladder segment as well. Yep, don't care. Okay, you. You are getting inside. No, not the door. You. Oh, that droplet of oil is the problem. When the door opens and closes, the oil's dropping down. Look, right there. So it's the in and out motion of the duplicants. Have I got too much oil in this liquid lock? No, 670. Why is that happening? Hmm. Hmm. I may need to move the liquid lock back a step. Oh, you know what? If we're really, really lucky. I doubt we are that lucky. Can you mop that in time? I doubt you can. Uh, cancel to deconstruct on the ladder. No, we're back to sour gas again. Hmm. Okay, this didn't cause this the first few times. So, what's going on here? I'm replacing the gas pump. Yeah, we'll leave Dig Dug locked in there for. Oh, wait, no, he can stay in, but he can't go out. Okay, now he can get out of there. Yeah, I need to. Maybe that liquid blob needs to be of a certain size. If it's too big, it causes a problem. Too small, or maybe I should move this door back one square. I've put it too close. If I put it back another square, I could possibly avoid that happening. Hmm. Hmm. No, I still need that liquid blob there to actually cool the robo miner. I can't use gas. It has to be a blob of liquid. And it needs to be resting against something. So unless I come in from the bottom, no, I can't come in from the top. That's where the dropper's coming from. You know, it require a major redesign. I think the only thing that really killed me here is dupes should never have had to come back in here ever again once it was built. That's what's causing me the problem. So I need to get this fixed and then never let a duplicate in here again. I'm going to have to lock the door. Yeah, that might be my only choice. And yeah, I forgot to open that door and take the sour gas out of there. Okay, and I'm running out of time. Okay, so I open that door, vacuum out the last of the gas. Actually, leave the door open for now. I don't like this. This is feeling very ham-fisted at this point. Okay, so the blob of oil is there. You know what? Yeah, deconstruct you for now. I'm going to see if there's a blob of liquid there. Maybe if I mop that blob of liquid, it would stop this from happening. Maybe there's enough blob. We'll find out in a minute. I'll deconstruct this door, see what happens then. But I need to make sure this never happens again. No, there's no blob of liquid there. Crude oil is right there. All right. Perfect. Replace door. What do we make the door out of? Yeah, we'll make that out of steel. What did I make it before? Iron ore? Yeah, we'll go with iron ore. No point wasting the good stuff. We will deconstruct you. Okay, I haven't seen any weird alerts just yet, so we're probably good. Oh, we're going to deconstruct that ladder segment. You going to build that door? No? Okay, walk away. Brains, Doug. Have you thought about a career in standing in here? You really should. Yeah, surprise, you're staying. All right. Oh, horse nuggets. I didn't reconnect the automation wire. That drill is immediately going to start mining that tile. Okay, brains, here's your time to shine. Build that automation wire before the mining drill kills that block. God damn it, brains. Okay, that's going to cut my heat time in half for any further problems I have. That's, yeah. Okay, we're going to move that debris into storage and get it out of there. Actually, we're going to make that really important. We are going to allow those doors to be open to everyone. Brains, what did you actually get right there? You leveled up into something. Building and resources, food is decayed, no research. Never mind, can't see it. Oh, you got a skill point. What? Why did you pick that up and not those? Those are an emergency priority, and you went in for the freaking igneous rock? Dupes. Alright, so once those are ironed out, oh, what's the temperature on that down to? I might want to cycle this out a little bit earlier to make sure that this doesn't cause any problems. Whoa, did I destroy the debris that was down there? Or did it force it into the door? I built a tile here and there was like chunks of igneous rock. All those igneous rock chunks are gone. Did they get forced into the door? Or maybe into the... You know what? Not going to worry about it. Okay, is there any particular reason they're not sweeping those? You know what? I don't care. Move debris into storage. We'll make it a level 9 sweep band. Everyone's got access? Yep. And no one's going to bother their butts to get around to that. Okay, I think this is fixed for now. All I have to do is make sure that this down here, that I cycle this out at an appropriate time. Now, I don't want to cycle it out just now because it's still a bit hot. I'd like to wait till it was about 600. We're still getting enough heat out of it to run everything. Okay. I think we're locking the doors there. I don't want anyone else coming in here again. That's it. It's done. That should be sealed. We've got a vacuum. Everything should function without any further interaction from anyone. I'm going to set this to 435. Actually, no, I want to cycle it a little bit earlier. We're going to set it to 550. At 550, we should still be... Oh. Let me double check everything. Okay, automation is good. Power is good. This thing is set to 20 seconds, is it not? Right. You know what? We are going to cycle this sucker now. We're going to end up with way too hot debris down here, which will preheat the oil a bit, but I'm okay with that. So we're going to set this to 1060. Okay. Do not try this at home. This should automatically, well, this should currently say, yeah, it's too cold in here. Cycle out the debris. Okay. And we're golden. And it didn't make any extra tiles. Everything's good. None of the rocks actually turn igneous. All right. Now we'll put you back to. We're gonna make you 435 for now. I'm gonna crank up at 5 degrees. I don't need the extra niceness on the magma just yet. Though how's the pressure looking there? Oh, still well above what we need. Okay. Okay. I think that's crisis averted. I think. Yeah. I think I'm gonna call that as it works okay right about now. I'm still worried about this design. It seems to work, but I've had far more issues than I was expecting. What's the temperature in there? 168 for those. Yeah, that'll keep that all cool. Actually, I'm going to put in a temperature shift plate just to help things along. Yeah, temperature shift plate there, just to spread out that chill. So long as this drill doesn't get to 275, we'll be fine. It won't get to 275. First, it'll have to heat up all that crude oil, and there's no way that drill activating and doing 2 tiles once every 12, 15 cycles is going to be able to overheat that oil in the next few thousand. I think we're pretty safe on that front. Okay, so next up we are going to do oil wells. We are going to have to tap the oil reservoirs. Now, one of the things I've noticed here is I've actually started running out of crude oil. I'm down to this pool here. This one over here is completely empty. So what I'm going to want to do is actually tap into the oil over here as well. I want to drain every single piece of last piece of crude oil out of this area. So I'll just fill that in, and then for this area, I'm thinking I'll just stick in a liquid pump down here somewhere. Let's see, you can go there. Yeah. So dig this out. Maybe deconstruct a couple of tiles over here. Yeah. Just to let all that oil flow down. That should get me back up and running. Now, the reason I just want to get this all done is once all the crude oil is out of there, it just makes life so much easier. I can dig up everything that's going around the place. I want to get access to all that fossil. I should be able to get another 10 or 20 tons of steel if I can get all the fossil. Okay, maybe not 20 tons. Say 5 or 10 tons more steel. Oh, we're also going to need power for that. And maybe I should put in a ladder. Just so my duplicates go. Actually, no. That'll be fine. Oh, get rid of that 2. And that 3. Actually, insulate this off. There's always so many little things you got to do when you're trying to iron out the last few kinks. Now, is there any rough terrain here that will stop the oil flowing? No. Okay, and I can deconstruct that once. Whoa, is that a slickster? There was a slickster there. Oh, well, you know what that means. Critter trap. Get into my ranch. Also, there was one. Did I see one over here? Yeah, I've actually accidentally entombed one inside those metal tiles. Didn't notice. I just put down the metal tiles to actually place the critter traps on, and somehow I managed to entomb one in there. Once they're placed, I can get about round to deconstructing that tile and letting it out. Energy on the wire. Yeah, but one of the pumps I'm not going to use anymore, so that should be fine. Also, I think I have a line going over here. Yeah, this goes all the way over here. And this actually goes over to this section where I've already drained out all of the crude oil. Yeah, busy, busy. Now, plumbing. Deconstruct all of this. Actually, at some point I'm going to be pumping the petroleum from the opposite side back in, so I'm not going to leave the rest of that pipe in place. Though I am going to want to remove some more of it, actually. Yeah, I don't want the... Yeah, I'm going to be tapping into these oil wells here, so I probably should delete some of this and get it out of the way at least. Otherwise, it's going to get in the way of my construction project plans. On that front, I'm going to be using a different design on these, one I haven't really tested. Hopefully there won't be any problems, but it is a test. Let's see. Oh, and I can shorten some of this. I've got loads of junk here I don't need. You can actually just go right there. Actually, yeah, that sounds about right. The pipes are all going a little bit crazy at the moment because I'm deconstructing lots of them. That is actually almost out of oil. I'm going to need another place to draw crude oil from. Deconstruct, deconstruct. I'm going to stick another pitcher pump here. Actually, I want to get that in now. Yeah, I'm going to make this out of ceramic because it is. I generally just make these out of ceramic anytime I'm going to be around hot things, especially if this part here is going to be touching the liquid itself. Okay, so that's that all done. Now I'm going to need a bit of a scaffold here to work with. Different designs. So I'm going to have some mesh tiles there, then the tiles there. Yep, so yep, that'll do. And I'm also going to deconstruct a bunch of this junk that I don't need anymore. You can all go. And we'll put in some ladder tiles across here just to give us a scaffold to work with. I'm going to want to do something similar down here. Say mesh tiles there, floor there, scaffold here. One of the complications of working with these, it's quite frustrating, but they have a tendency to overheat the water you put in them. So when you put water into them every so often, you're going to have to vent them, and when you vent them, this causes an overheat problem. I'll try and demonstrate it when we actually get one of these up and running. So what you really need to do is use the output of the crude oil output as a bit of a cooler to cool down the natural gas that's also going to come out, because the natural gas is going to be very hot, and that's what's going to cause you your heat issues. And you'll end up with steam in places you didn't realize you could get steam. All that. Oh, and we can deconstruct all of this. And how are we looking on the petroleum front? Actually, I should probably get them to get around to that a little bit quicker. Ooh, excellent. Critter trap. Oh, let's make that a 6 as well. See that plastic trap in there? It's already overheating. Yeah. Wait, no, that's not it. Plastic. There we go. They have an overheat temperature of 75, and they melt once they hit 125. Oh, wait, no, 159. I thought it was 125 these things melted at. Huh, okay, that makes these transport tubes much safer down here. Ah, someone mentioned the temperature had changed. I think it was 75 was the melting point at one point. Then it went to 125. Now it's gone to 150. Hey, I'm good with that. Let's deconstruct that critter trap. We don't need any more anyway. That's 2 more critters for our Slickster farms. And how are we looking on eggs? Do we actually have any non-molten eggs yet? Any? Any? No, none. Great. That's just great. Okay. Those duplicants have almost stranded themselves, and now we're going to want to put in some mesh tiles. The mesh tiles are here just to catch some of the crude oil as it comes out. Gold amalgam or iron? Iron ore is fine. Oh, why is my iron ore so low? Did I turn these off? Yeah, I think I disabled all. Wait, awaiting coolant? No, I did not. I think I've left these on, so we'll disable gold. I've kind of got my gold amalgam down to 40 tons. That was a bit sloppy. Iron ore, I have. Actually, yeah, I'll let some more of the iron. You know what? I may actually disable the iron ore as well. Yeah, I don't want those interfering with things. Well, it's more a case of I'm running out of iron ore and gold amalgam, and I don't want to get around to a big cleanup just yet, or a big deconstruction just yet, and have to demolish a whole other section of the map. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the reason for those mesh tiles is to give me a little bit of a heat sink, something to absorb all the heat that's going to come out of this natural gas that we're going to be dealing with. So we'll do a roof about here. I'm going to need the crude oil to flow along here. Say for 2 tiles should be fine. So I'm going to have to leave that as space. And this will be my liquid lock right there and there. All right. Yeah, I need to put a liquid lock on these because they are going to be giving off natural gas, and I want to seal that natural gas in. Oh, and I made that roof way, 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 way too close. I'm going to have to actually deconstruct the ladder above. Ah, okay, more scaffolding. Okay, and how's our plumbing looking? Okay, so crude oil is finally coming up from the far end. Excellent. Now, I may want to demolish a few other pieces here. Oh, yeah, I'm going to want to demolish that. Also that. Let's get a decent flow going on. Everything. Nope, demolish you. You can go as well. Ah! This is why I should have made it out of steel. Okay, we'll make that a priority 6. Yes, I should be making all the pumps down here out of steel just because there are places around here that's going to overheat it. And there we go. And we'll get you back up and running in no time. But out of steel this time around. Okay, so that should take care of all the oil in that area. And now that I've got rid of that slickster out of there, I probably shouldn't have any more oil in here. So let's start mopping up some of this junk. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, I should get rid of all of that. And we'll get rid of all of you as well. Actually, yeah, deconstruct these. I like to keep the place just tidy. It's not that I'm a neat freak, it's just getting this all cleaned up, but just makes the oil biome look better, and it makes it easier for me to manage everything. Though, if I could get my hands on just some regular slicksters. Actually, how is our eggs looking? 10 fry eggs, 1 tropical fry egg. Oof. Okay. What I'll do is I'll just do the design on this one so you can see what it's going to look like, and then I'll just off-screen do up the second one. They're pretty much going to be identical anyway. Okay, deconstruct all of you, because you're going to get in the way. So the plan here is this oil well is going to spit the oil right on the ground, and then it's going to overflow through here. And then what I'm going to do, I saw this design on Reddit. Someone had it on Reddit. Honestly, it was a long time ago. I have no idea who put it up there. But basically, they just had a gap similar to this or something along these lines. So what happens is when the oil flows out here, once the oil is in these tiles, nothing else can occupy them. So gas, liquids, doesn't make a difference. that means it's actually an airtight seal, meaning I can stick a gas pump in there, and next thing you know, I can turn this place into a vacuum so long as there's a few droplets of oil right here to stop anything getting in. Now, also going to need some bottle emptiers. One there, one there. And we'll fill that up with crude oil. And of course, I'll accidentally let it overflow again. Actually, I don't really care if it overflows. That will actually fill this area, so it's probably a good thing. Okay. Now, I got to do the same. I'm going to do the exact same design down here. So I'll just skip forward in time a bit until both of these are kind of ready to go. Once I get these liquids assigned. Crude oil. Make that a 6. Enable auto bottle. I'll just skip forward a bit until these are sort of so the basic design is up and running. So this is what the basics of an oil well will look like. This will provide the liquid lock so duplicates can get in and out to over pressurize it, and the crude oil is going to flow down here. I'm going to keep a bit here as a heat sink, and then the rest is just going to flow out down here and drop down. I'm just going to let gravity do the work, or whatever passes for gravity in this game. Now, exact same sort of design will go on down here. I'm only going to have one gas pump when the time comes. When I'm venting the natural gas, I only need one, but for now, when I'm actually going to create the vacuum, I'd like to have two just to speed things along a little bit. How are we looking on eggs? We have lots of fry eggs. Yep, still no larva eggs. Very frustrating. What's the percentage chance? Only 6% on you. Any of the newer ones got any different percent? 17%. Yeah, we'll get one eventually. I'm going to eventually switch them all over to just regular Slicksters. That's what I'd prefer to be using. Yeah, they're looking pretty good. I haven't really done a proper finish tutorial on this because I'm still not 100% that this is a perfect design yet, that it's flawless. It's one of the reasons I don't upload my save with every video. I just am worried that I'm going to put out some stuff that's not completed and people will build it, and then when they try and use it, there's going to be horrible problems. So I normally like to get things completely locked down before I do that. Now, we are going to need water and power for these builds. Now, what's actually on that? Almost nothing. You know what? I think we'll use this one. You can go down here for a liquid pump. Now, I'm going to have my inputs for water over here, and then I'm going to have my output over here. It just drags all the water across, and eventually everything ends up the same temperature. It's not necessary. It's just, well, I kind of like dragging the temperature across so everything is the same temperature. Eventually that should all turn kind of bluish. Now, power. Now I can delete some of the random stuff that's going on around here. Let's deconstruct you. I don't need this There's a liquid filter over here that I had installed ages ago. I think that can be deconstructed. I don't need it. I'll probably end up reconstructing it, but preferably in a different place. And the rest of it, I might have actually, could have probably left that power wire. You know what? No. You can go right across here. And right to there. Oop. Probably should have done it right to there instead. That would make more sense. Okay, actually, let's stick in this oil well now. One thing to make it out of is make it out of iron. Copper and gold actually have slightly better thermal conductivity, and the better the thermal conductivity on this, the slightly harder it's going to be to stop the water that goes into it from turning into steam. So yeah, iron will work. Now this is totally overflowing, but I kind of want to get a couple of droplets of oil right there just to create a liquid lock. What I can do is just suppose deconstruct that tile and replace it. That should drop a few droplets of oil there. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, we can vacuum all that. How's the pressure like in here? That's fine. That's one of the other advantages of putting the ventilation, the exhausts way over on the far right. It's taking a while for the pressure to stabilize. So it's not quite 20 kilos over here, which is good because I need to create some vacuums in here and I don't really want to place down a bunch of gas tanks in here. I could if I needed to, but I don't want to. Wipe up that spill. Wipe up all of you. So that there, even though despite it's only a few grams, can completely support a vacuum in this area. Kind of nice. Power to there. Actually, we'll continue just straight down. You're going to come over here and help us with this one now. Yeah, same again here. Just threw it in an oil well. And this one, because of the tight space requirements I've got here, just due to how close it was to the volcano and my petroleum boiler, I'm going to stick this one at the back. It doesn't really matter which direction it goes out in. It's just I'm going to be very tight for space here on vacuuming this out. Combined with how close this magma is to it, it's a little bit of a tight fit. And I actually want to seal in the floor as well. I'll be putting in a few temperature shift plates at a later date. Now, why is the power not hooked up already? What have your duplicates been? Oh, yeah, that's okay. That's my bad. How many times I end up blaming the duplicates for my own silly mistakes. All right, that's power. Now we need water. That I think we're going to go with insulated pipe made out of just igneous rock in general. I have a tendency to end up with very hot water after a while, so actually, ooh, you know what? We can just use this old pipe that's here from. Actually, I'm not even sure why that's there. Oh, yeah, that was for the crude oil filtering. And I'm probably going to have to, yeah, I'm going to have to overwrite all of this with insulated pipe. Oh, yeah, I deconstructed that pipe. Yeah, my bad. Now, I am not going to hook this up just yet. I'm going to have everything just about ready to go into place. I'm just not going to hook them up. I don't want them running until I've got a nice vacuum in there, because that way when I vent them, well, when I vent them, I want it to be a complete vacuum so I'm not accidentally pulling out natural gas and I have to filter it. You know what? Natural gas and carbon dioxide, I don't want to have to put any filters on this. It's just an extra power drain. We'll put you, say, about, yeah, that'll do. Actually, maybe don't put that one in. Like I said, don't want to hook them up just yet. You can go to there. You, actually, let's not go through the crude oil pool. Yeah, I'm not thinking about this very clearly. That would be going through my heatsink, which I don't want it to do. And actually, this is the point where things could get potentially very hot, so I'm going to use insulated pipe, ceramic insulated pipe. You can just go straight through there, and for the rest of it, we'll just use regular insulated pipe or igneous rock insulated pipe, the cheap stuff, basically. Yeah, that should get us where we want to go. Now, power. You can go across here. Actually, no. You can go right across here. Fan will be about there. Perfect. Now I need some way of getting a drop of oil over there. You know what? Let's just get to do this. It's crude, but it should work. It should at least block that for me. Have a look in there. Okay, that is going to take forever to vacuum out. Yeah, I just realized there's like almost 20 kilos of pressure in here. My gas pumps are going to have a fun time working this. Yeah, there was a few questions on actually my power grid. There was one from Strategia and Christoph. Just mostly to do with, I think Christoph was wondering what I'm going to do about 20 kilowatt overloads. Uh, I'm not really too worried about 20 kilowatt overloads, to be honest. I need to be running about, what, 16 aqua tuners simultaneously to get to that kind of consumption. I mean, the consumption is a lot higher than I'm probably comfortable with. That's 6 to, well, between, what, 4, 5. I think it spiked up to 8 there at one point. It's still pretty high, a lot higher than I thought it would be. But so long as I don't go above 20 kilowatts, it shouldn't be a problem. And there's a good chance I won't go above 20 kilowatts because of the way I've hooked up these. They do draw power, but you'll notice the way that they're hooked up with an actual cutoff switch. Oh, yeah, wrong overlay. There's a cutoff switch here. So every so often when the batteries run down, they hook up to the grid, draw power until the batteries are full, and then disconnect. Well, draw power until enough of the batteries are full, and then they disconnect. Only when this is connected and the batteries are charging can this aquatuner count as drawing power. As far as the rest of the grid is concerned, when that switch is off, this does not exist. So this is how I've usually done all my heat deletion devices. And this was actually wasn't even planned. It just is a nice side effect where it's very unlikely I'm going to have all of these at the same time hooked up drawing power. And when they do draw power, batteries are magical. batteries draw power instantly down any wire, and they don't care how big the wire is. I could hook up 10 petroleum generators to your basic wire, like one of these, yeah, these ones. I'd hook up 10 petroleum generators to that and hook them up to 20 batteries. Every single piece of power produced by the generators would be dumped into the batteries, and the batteries would not, it wouldn't overload the wire. If I tried to draw more than 1 kilowatt of power out of those batteries, then yes, I would overload it. But that's the magic of batteries. Now, what are we doing down here? Oh, we can stop that now. We don't need you two anymore. Do I might want to copy those settings? And we'll enable auto bottle on you two. Ooh, yeah, my oil's getting uncomfortably low. I'm glad I'm getting around to this now. I'm a bit paranoid about running out of stuff, so I usually like to hoard things, well, a lot. I am definitely a hoarder when it comes to anything I can get my hands on. Well, in this game anyway. Okay, that'll get us water. So we've got water, we've got power. Once we vacuum this out, oh, yeah, I want to improve the size of our gas storage area over here. Let's deconstruct. Let's have a quick check to see what's around here. Okay, get rid of all of you. Do I need this piping? No, I do not need that piping. That can all go. Wow. And that's the crude oil from coming up from below. Wow, that was what was running my oil refiner at the very beginning. And that's a trip down memory lane. Yeah, we can get rid of all you down to there. My God. I forgot how much vestigial piping I'd left lying around the place. You can all go. You can all go. Actually, yes, I forgot. This piping in here can go as well. This is the piping I use to actually fill up the oil refineries. Actually, let's be doubly careful about this. What the? Yeah, you can go, I think. Yeah, let's not accidentally delete something I don't want to and dump a bunch of boiling hot crude oil or petroleum everywhere. Why do I feel like I deleted something I shouldn't have somewhere? Did I? You know what? I'll find out as it goes. Oof. Okay, that looks much cleaner. I should have done that a long time ago. Was it in? Oh yes, down here. You know what? I am going to deconstruct all. I'm going to get rid of everything there. Now, plan is to put in another gas tank and then, yeah, gas reservoir. Actually, 2 gas reservoirs if we can fit them. Wow, that is so much gas. All that piping, it's glorious. Maybe a bit of a spaghetti junction, but you know, it works. If it's stupid, but it works, who cares? Now, yeah, we'll put you right there. And ah, yeah, I definitely had to squish everything up. I squished everything, and it's kind of left me a little bit short here. You know what? I can live with 3 gas reservoirs. That's not the end of the world. Now, I'm going to have to basically replicate this design over here. It's pretty simple. It usually just takes a little bit of thinking again. Okay, so that goes there. That goes on top of it. Okay, so the gas will be coming in from, say, natural gas will come in from here. Goes out here. If it can't get into the tank, as in the tank is full, we're going to have it overflow. And I'll have that overflow go in here. And then that will try and get on there. That means we can place a little gas element sensor right there. And hook up an automation wire. Oop, why is that set to steel? I hope I haven't been placing steel automation wire everywhere. That would be awkward. Now, we're also going to want to get rid of this mess over here. Well, not mess, but it served us well, but it's time for it to go. As far as I can tell, there's no gas in any of those pipes, so I shouldn't destroy the vacuum doing that. Shouldn't being the operative word. Yep, still vacuum, all good. Is it? Yeah, still good. Let's see, and you will have to go into here. Deconstruct. Yeah, so the plan here is basically to have this, my natural gas, when it comes down, as in when I tap into natural gas geysers or anything from my oil reservoirs, when they come in here, they'll basically fill up these three tanks. If these three tanks are full, this is only going to be my backup. If these three tanks are full, it'll automatically be just burnt off. Now I know that sounds bad, but how can I explain this simply? This is actually my battery. Like right now, it's my primary source of power, but it's also going to be my primary backup. And I know those sound conflicting, and it kind of is, but it's more a case of this. Imagine right now I am burning nothing but petroleum. So if we check the heavy watt wire here and we check power consumption, we're burning 6.8 kilowatts. So I'm producing 10 kilos of oil per second right now. So I'm actually increasing my battery bank in here by about, say 3.2 kilowatts of power per second. Or I'm putting in 3.2 kilos of excess petroleum in here per second on average, if this was, say, a constant draw. Now imagine that my natural gas is overflowing and I start operating these four natural gas generators. That's 3.2 kilowatts of power for these four natural gas generators. As we quickly burn off any of the excess natural gas I produce from my oil wells or anything I find out on the map. Well, that reduces my oil draw because since these are on, I won't need to be burning my petroleum. I'll be burning less of it. So I'll be saving 3.2 kilowatts of power because the natural gas is running. And that works out at, well, 3.2 kilos of excess petroleum, which will instead get dumped in here, acting as a backup. And then if power draw goes up or the natural gas is not coming in, I've still got this backup to run on. The same will happen when solar kicks in. When I start using solar, imagine it's midday and solar has taken over all of my power draw. Well, in that case, all this petroleum I'm producing will just back up in this tank. And then when I need it, well, it can be switched on again. It's basically a battery backup and my primary. Uh, it plugs nicely together. If I've explained that badly, just I can explain it again, or maybe try something more direct. But that's just how I work my power, so that this petroleum boiler is actually just acting as my battery backup and my primary. And yeah, I'm just explaining the same thing again and again. Hopefully I didn't explain that too badly. It should make more sense as I continue on with the build and throw more and more bits of it together. Okay, that's gone. That's gone. Is that a vacuum? Wow, okay, we do have a vacuum. Hmm. Actually, I'm going to disable you for the moment until we get you into a vacuum. But I think we can start operating the other one. Now, steel pump. Yes, we need a steel pump in here. And ventilation. Insulated gas pipe. Yes, at some point we are going to want to... I want an insulated gas pipe here for the reason that this is usually going to be hot. As in the natural gas coming out of here, if we're lucky, should be below 100 degrees. I don't want to cook my oil bomb any further. If it goes above 100 degrees in here, then I'm never going to end up with proper slicksters. Or I'll only have the molten larvae. Ah! A larvae egg at last. Okay, incubate that continuously. How many slicksters are we looking at here? We got 6 there, 0 there, 4, so it's 10. Okay, we got 15. I'm not gonna have enough time to groom them all. I'm just deciding whether or not I should disable another hatchery. Actually, you know what? I am going to disable another hatchery. I don't really need these any. I theoretically still need them, but I think that Pacu farm has kind of driven my food a bit crazy. I'm producing so much barbecue from the corpses that are piling up. Yeah. I really should turn this off. I know this is exploitative, but I really just want to see how far this goes before something horrible happens, like they all just freeze up and die or something. Yeah, well, deconstruct. Actually, everything in here. Deconstruct all. Actually, wait. I probably have some plumbing or piping through here I don't want to deconstruct. Yeah, there's a few things. You know what? I'll do this the old-fashioned way. I'll just, yeah, that'll do. Critter sensor, yeah, you can go. And I'm also going to take out all this automation. Oh, for a second there, I thought that was a deconstruction command. No, that's just it's overpressurized. Okay, that should free up a little bit more time on my ranchers. Actually, my ranchers have leveled up quite a bit. It seems hugging eggs. So, say Beastie over here. This is the first duplicant I hired. Their skill in where is it? ranching it has gone to, their skill level is +6. They didn't start anywhere near that. They've actually leveled up quite a bit from hugging all the eggs, but it is insanely slow. They only gain the skills points while they're hugging eggs. So if you're not running incubators, your ranchers will never level up. As far as I can tell, I've tested them. I've tested the ranching skill with just grooming critters. That doesn't seem to improve their ranching skills at all. Um, oh, and Beastie already made it down here to hug another egg before I could even travel down here. It's actually good going, Beastie. Now, get rid of this. I'm going to want to hook up the water. Have we got water going on? Yeah, we got the water nearby. And let's hook up some temperature shift plates. Now, the reason for these is to, oh, how can I explain this? I'm going to use a few. This is going to give off natural gas that's very hot. I don't want that natural gas boiling the water I'm sending in here. And then I'm going to want to run a ventilation pipe from here up. This is going to send its natural gas up to be burned. The natural gas from this, it's not enough to run even one natural gas generator constantly. It's more of a waste product, a hot waste product they force you to deal with. So don't think of it as a bonus. Think of it more as an annoyance you have to dispose of. Oh, I just realized I have to navigate this and get up to there. Ugh, I really should have thought about this more carefully. You know what? Just going to put in bridges. That'll do. Usually I find it's actually easier to work things backwards, as in decide where you're going with the pipe and then work backwards from there. Usually works out a little bit simpler. Well, it does for me anyway. Will I use ceramic here? You know what? I should actually be spending my ceramic more. I have so much of it. I've just learned to get by with it without it so much. I'm not even bothered anymore. This can go. Oh, wrong hotkey. Slightly off. It'll do. Okay, and if you look in here, you will see that natural gas is accumulating inside here, and it's 300 degrees. Now, this is the important bit, because this is what caused me enormous amounts of problems. This oil well, when you vent it, you'll see the pressure threshold here of 75%. Once it hits that pressure threshold, it's currently at 8%. Once it hits that pressure threshold that we have set, a duplicate will come along and start pulling the string and venting the natural gas out of there. Now, the higher the duplicant skill at tinkering means the faster it will be vented. Now, what can happen here is if you pump in your water just a little bit too hot, and it doesn't even have to be a little bit too hot, when this starts venting, whatever water is in it, usually a kilo of water, that will be inside the machine. And since the machine stops producing oil while it's being vented, that water just sits inside it. It sits inside a nice a nice iron container with 55 thermal conductivity, which is quite high, meaning it starts to soak up heat. This oil well will soak up heat, which will dump it into the water, and then that water sometimes, if it gets too hot, will turn into steam. Then what will happen is you'll pump that steam because you're siphoning the natural gas out of here. You're going to pump that steam up to your power plant, and then you're going to find little droplets of water ending up in here somewhere. Then you're going to find them in your vacuum room. You're also going to find them occasionally in here, and then you're going to find little droplets of water in here, and you're going to be wondering where all this water is coming from for 200 cycles before you eventually put it all together. Yes, that has happened to me, and it was very frustrating. But once I figured it out, I felt like a bit of a moron, but all you need to do is make sure that you let the pressure in here accumulate high enough and let a little bit of the crude oil do the work for you. This thing outputs crude oil, I believe, at about 90 degrees. So the temperature differential isn't great, but if you leave yourself a little heat sink to work with, it should work out fine. Now, did I make those out of iron? Yes, I did. So this will vent the crude oil, which, yeah, see the way the mesh tiles there, 82 degrees. So it won't actually tell me what temperature it emits the crude oil at. Kind of annoying. But I believe it's 90 degrees tops. We can work with that. Now, I am going to set the Atmo sensor in here to something ridiculous. I'm going to set it to 20 kilos. I'm basically going to let the natural gas pressure in here build up to 20 kilos for the same reason. I don't want this area overheating. So what I want is when this vents, there's going to be 20 kilos per tile of natural gas in here. The natural gas that comes out of here is going to have to share its heat with that, and it helps to rapidly plummet the temperature. Now, I put these together much simpler the first time I did them, but setting this to 2 kilos, making sure you have a few temperature shift plates and a little bit of an oil heatsink, just ensures that none of the stuff in here turns into steam. You're pumping that around the place, then you've got to do maintenance. And I hate doing maintenance. You should never have to do maintenance on a build. That's the number one thing I want out of a build is a lack of maintenance. Now, actually, how's this oil well doing on temperature now that I think about it? It's not actually in any liquid, is it? Ooh. Okay, its temperature is going up because it's not actually in anything yet. Once these mesh tiles fill up with liquid and they start overflowing, it'll technically be in liquid then and it should be fine. Currently, it's in a complete vacuum. Oops. But I don't think these things don't have an overheat temperature. They just have a melting temperature. Oh wait, no. Overheat temperature 2050. Yeah, I think we're safe on that front. It'll be a while. Now, let me have a quick think for a second. I think I'll leave it here. I've got about an hour of footage. I'll do a bit of editing down, but we've got the bulk of the oil wells out of the way. I'll just repeat the process with this over here. Vacuum it out, hook up the water, and then it will be the same thing all over again. In fact, is the water hooked up? Yeah, I just have to enable that. So that's the oil wells hooked up. Now, because of the way the numbers work out, as in we convert it to petroleum, the petroleum gets burnt in the oil refineries, and then or the oil generators, whatever, petroleum generators, and then get turned into polluted water. This is a nice water positive process, which means it's effectively free energy, free CO2 to feed our slicksters. We've pretty much got all the sustainability up and running. All I have to do is put in a little automation to control this. I want to make sure this oil tank doesn't get too full. I don't want these things getting flooded, so I'll throw in a little bit of excess oil, and until I get rid of the last of this oil over here, once I get rid of this oil, and I'm down to literally this one tank of spare backup oil over here, which I've already sort of mined out all the fossil and rocks around. I'll leave this as a spare backup tank in case things go horribly wrong. They shouldn't, but you better be prepared. And that's actually fossil right there. Yum, yum, yum. So yeah, I'll leave that as my backup tank, and then I'll switch this to running at a lower speed. And by a lower speed, I mean I'm going to have to decrease the throughput on this. To do that, I'm going to have to do a little bit more on this, how to tweak it. This design, I had a few discussions with people in the comments, and running this at lower quantities than 10 kilos can result in pipes cracking and problems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace some of these tiles with insulated tiles or insulated ceramic just to cut down on the size of the heat exchanger. This design, when I originally came up with it, was I wanted something that would work on any map. So this or any map and any volcano, and would do 10 kilos per second. So this heat exchanger is really, really efficient, but I had to push the margins a bit, which is why it's a little bit more unstable than I'd like. I think removing that ladder chunk from there has definitely stopped the problem with ending up with triple chunks. Um, uh, I'll do more on that when I actually do the modification. So I think I'll leave it here, and next game or next episode will come back, and it will be just sticking in a little bit of automation to manage these so that I don't have to ever come down and look at them again, and I won't have to worry about them overflowing. I'll also do a similar thing with the petroleum pump. It's going to be ironing out the kinks and making sure that everything here below space is completely automated. And maybe I will have to get my hands on some more of these larva eggs and switch over completely to them. I'm also going to make a little catchment pool. You know what? There's lots of things. So I'll leave it there, and hope you enjoyed, and good luck.